Hello, I am Bennett Gaddis. Welcome to the 2017 Disability Day of Mourning. Many terrible crimes have been committed by caregivers of disabled persons over the years. Tonight, we wish to highlight as many as we can, even though there are doubtless many you're unaware of and many still to come. I would now like to read a post by an autism blogger on this subject. I am not a burden. I need to repeat that because the opposite is told to me too frequently, digs in, and catches hold. I am not a burden. I am autistic. I am disabled. I am not a burden. I am a person. You were 9 years old. You had a life ahead of you. Then you didn't. You were a person, not a burden. You were 24 or 10 or 15 or 40. All of you had lives ahead of you, and all of you were people, not burdens. None of us are burdens, no matter what's said to us. It's not okay that you were killed, that you were murdered, that your lives were snatched from you just because you were disabled, just because you were different. It's not okay that people are saying that it is fine, that this was done because you were a burden, and that you made your family's lives too difficult. It's not okay that people think that our lives are less valuable than theirs. It's not okay that people speak ill of the dead, justifying the actions of murderers. It's not okay. I'm not a burden. If I were murdered, would they care? Would society just say that she doesn't work, that she's just autistic, that she makes people take care of her, that she's not a real person? When I'm kicked down and abused, am I the one at fault or is the abuser? Is it because I'm autistic that I deserve it? It's not okay. Every time someone says that I am a burden, I need to step up and say that I am not. Every time that someone says that it was not a big deal to kill you because you couldn't speak, I need to step up and speak because I have a voice that you do not, because your life was prematurely ended. Every time someone says that the parents' lives are too hard so it's not unexpected for them to do these things, I need to step up and say that autism isn't about parents and murders are about those whose lives were taken, because disabled people are people too. And every day, need to work to make autism, to make disability, to make being different in any way so that is treated better by people around me. Whether on the bus, in school, or at my home, I need to say it is not scary to be around someone who is different, but it is important to treat them the way they need to be treated, rather than the way the average person is treated. I am not a burden, you are not. The rest of us who are living are not either. I need to hope that there are no more of you, no matter how unlikely that will be at the moment, because maybe, hopefully, you were the last. Nobody deserves to be killed by a parent. Nobody deserves to be killed because they are disabled. Nobody. I'm sorry it had to happen to you. And now I'd like to invite Sonny Donlin to give some personal remarks.
Good evening, I am Sonny Donlin. We gather here today to commemorate the lives lost today, Wednesday, March 1st, 2017. Those who have harmed or murdered their children with disabilities should not be sentenced lightly or be portrayed as the victims and pitied on the media, but rather vilified. There are so many solutions to coping with children with disabilities that it breaks my heart that so many are maimed, beaten, and even killed by said caregivers. We can help prevent further abuse and murder by showing families and caregivers the strategies, organizations, and the greatness of those with developmental and physical disabilities. Some coping strategies that parents and families can use to cope with disabilities is talking to a counselor and trying to see where your child is coming from when they act out in public or have a meltdown in the grocery store. You can also breathe, count to 10, and make some hot tea. We all need time to ourselves. It's very important to cool down, especially when taking care of those with disabilities. When it gets very overwhelming and stressful to take care of someone with special needs, a lot of caregivers snap. When they snap, they resort to violence or murder, but the media portrays them as innocent, and they are often found not guilty because their child's behavior was too stressful. I can't take it anymore. Before caregivers reach the point of giving up, they need to listen to what they are saying and what they are doing. They need to listen to what they're thinking and what they're saying, and think about what they're about to do and give themselves pause. But some caregivers don't do that, unfortunately. They need to remember that we are people too. You can look online for help with special needs or call an emergency or crisis hotline before it's too late. While I would elaborate on different coping strategies, there are a lot of organizations and resources available for special needs families. Some of these organizations include, but are not limited to, the Autism Society of Georgia, the Atlanta Autism Consortium, Spectrum Atlanta, the Autism Self-Advocacy Network, Atlanta, Jewish Federation of Greater Atlanta, and the Jewish Abilities Alliance, and many others. Autism is not a disease, but rather a complicated brain disorder. We need organizations that do not seek to cure said disorders, but rather promote awareness and acceptance. We need self-advocates. We as self-advocates just want to be a mutual resource and friend of these organizations at school and at the community at large. There are many therapists who understand disabilities. Many of them understand that you cannot cure a mental disability. They're still here to help. As there are many organizations and therapies, we need to delve deep into the sheer greatness that those of us with disabilities can become. It's not enough to break down stereotypes of those with developmental as well as physical disabilities. While we can try to erase stigma, hatred, and prejudice and bias, sometimes the best revenge is success itself. If only companies and organizations would be more willing to hire us, then we could prove that we have the ability to do great things. In conclusion, if we not only break down false stereotypes of those with special needs, but also show how excellent we can be, we can help reassure parents and caregivers that they have no reason to harm, maim, or murder people like us. After all, are we not special and unique? We all need to have a positive outlook on disabilities. If caregivers took the time to learn about the strategies for dealing with people with disabilities, the organizations that they can reach out to for support, and take the time to learn how great we can become, we might all show we can do significant jobs in self-advocacy work. Nothing about us without us.
Okay, and I'd like to invite Kayla or Chris to come up and give some remarks.
Good evening, everyone. Tonight we remember those we have lost due to their caregivers and families' own ignorance and hatred. If you feel angry and/or sad, your feelings are valid. Life is often unfair, but their deaths weren't just that. It was unnecessary. They shouldn't have happened. They shouldn't have died this way and this young. They should be here with us, living a good life, and helping us fight against injustice. But they're not. They're gone, only becoming a memory of how cruel this world and humanity can be. Life begins when we exit a woman's womb. And when we do so, we become human beings, which means we have the right to live, to find love and be loved, and to have joy and happiness. So why should we die? Because our family members, ancestors, or caregivers are upset that we have something that makes us different. The point of family is to love your family member no matter what. The point of a caregiver is to care for the person you're caring for no matter what. So why should they kill us for something we were born with? For something that makes us who we are and is frankly not a bad thing? That is not love. That is not caring for someone. That is downright wrong. It is sad that there are people that rather have no kid at all than a kid with disability. People like them are what makes this world a very cruel place. And as a member of the LGBTQIA community, I know very much that discrimination of any kind is what makes this world cruel. I will always remember those we have lost because they were just like the rest of us, human beings. They were and always will be a part of our communities. However, we must remember that there are people out there that don't discriminate. People who love their kid unconditionally like they should. Those people are what's good in this world. These people give me hope. They give me a reason to keep fighting for a better tomorrow when all hope seems lost. While we should remember those we have lost due to cruel people, we must keep fighting on because there are people out there who believe in the same thing. That everyone deserves the same rights and we are all the same. To quote the late, great Maya Angelou, we are more alike than we are unalike. We need to remember that now more than ever, because hate, we need to remember that now more than ever, because hate of any crime, of any kind, especially against the disabled and autistic communities, should not be tolerated and accepted in 2017. When people ask what a self-advocate is, it is a person with autism or a disability who fights for a good future for others on the spectrum and such or other disabled people. We fight against stereotypes so that our fellow members on the spectrum and such or disabled communities won't suffer the same fate as the human beings that I'm about to read on the list of people that have died. But while ASAN and other disability organizations fight for your happiness and safety, we cannot do this alone. We need your help to build a better future for all of us. Remember these names I'm about to read and use them as fuel for our fight for equality. Let us avenge them by making sure that what happened to them won't happen to anyone else ever again. Let's build a future that they would have wanted to be part of. Let's never forget them and let us fight back because of them and all of us. Please let us work for a better future for all of us. Thank you for coming tonight, and I hope the death of these wonderful human beings will motivate you to fight for the future of our community.